Hello guys, welcome to my channel. Today I'm gonna be showing you how you can upload your images into a WS3 bucket in your MERN project. So today we're gonna be using React as a front end. We're gonna receive some images and then we're gonna upload them to a S3 bucket and then we're gonna show that to the user again. So let's get started. So here I have a very basic Express server, and in my front end I have a very basic form which has an input value here, a submit button and a fetch button. So let me show you this. Okay, we got an error. Oh yeah, I need to delete this. Okay, let's open our console right here. Okay, so we're gonna choose images, we're gonna upload them, and we're gonna try to view them. And in my backend, I'm gonna create a file called S3 upload, which I write some code about the S3 bucket uploading process. Okay, so first of all, let's come here and look at this code a bit. So when my form is submitted, I am firing this method here, handle submit, and when I select a new image, I'm firing this on image change function. So I'm selecting the selected files and putting them into this set files into that object here, into that state. Okay, so that's pretty basic. In our server side, we need to install a few packages. So let's get started with that. So first of all, we need to install Malter. It's a middleware we're gonna use. It makes it very easy for us. But I can't find. Okay, that's fine. You're gonna say npm install -- save Malter. Sorry, npm ins. The next one is npm install -- save Malter s3. It's Malter with not capital S. Why are we getting this error? Let me search this up very quick. Malter s3. npm install. Okay, there's a dash right there. Malter s3. Again, the S. Okay, the next one is npm install AWS SDK, and lastly we need .env. Oops, I wrote it file. Yes. Okay, let's go ahead and create our file s3 upload.js, and here I'm gonna import Express, require Express, require Malter, require Malter S3. Alt S3 require AWS. And also the .env variables. So let's create it too. .env file and require .env .config. Okay. So once we set this up, we can go into the AWS account. If you don't have one, just go ahead and create it. It's very simple. And when you are in the main menu, you want to go to the S3 bucket here. You're going to create a new bucket. So you can search S3 here, and it's the first one. Let's go ahead and create a bucket. We're going to name our bucket YouTube project app. I'm going to leave the region. Create bucket. Okay, we got it here, YouTube project app. So let me copy this name. Let's go into our .env file. So we need some variables here. First of them, bucket name. Second one, region. Our region is, if you go to properties here, you can see the region, EU West 1. Very good. Okay. Now we can define S3 client. We are doing it by const s3 new AWS dot s3 like this, and then we're gonna give them some credentials just like that. Okay, so we have our bucket. Now we're gonna create a policy, and we're gonna define a user which will have that policy. So to do that, you can search IAM, and in here we're gonna click on policies, and we're gonna create a new policy here. Our service will be S3, and our actions will be in the read section. It will be GetObject. In the write section, it will be PutObject and DeleteObject. And in resources, we want to add the bucket name we've just created, YouTube project app. I think that was it. YouTube project app, yes. And it will be any object name. So go ahead and add the IRN. Let's click on next. We don't need tag in this case. The policy will be named YouTube project app policy. Let's say like this. Create policy. Great. Now we need to create a user which will have that policy and get access to the bucket. I'm gonna go ahead and create a new user. Add user. Let's call it YouTube project app. Click on next, and here we're gonna select attach policies directly. You can search the policy we just created, select it, click next, no need tags, create the user. Okay, now we have the user, and the last thing we should do about the user is that we're gonna go ahead and create some access keys. So if you click on that, go to security credentials. Here you can see the access keys. Now, not surprisingly, we have 0. We need to create them first. Create access key. Select other. Next. Create access key. Okay. Now we can copy our access key and the secret access key from this page. access key, secret key, you should not show this or share this with anyone. It's should be unique to you and it's secret. I'm gonna delete this after I uploaded the video. So, but in your case, don't share it with anyone. Okay, we can continue. Great. Okay. Now we have our variables. Let's go back to that S3 upload.js file, and here before that let's define our variables. We have a bucket name, which we get from process.env.bucketName. We got region, process.env.region. Same with access key, process.env.access key, and secret key, process.env.secret key. Very good. So in this credentials object, we're gonna give access key ID, which is the access key, and secret access key, secret key, and also region, just like that. Okay, now we have our S3 client, which will connect to that user, which have a policy to put object and get object for a bucket, and we give it the region. Now what we have to do is that we have to create a multi function, which is gonna take our files and upload them into AWS using the client. So let's do that. Let's say upload with Malter. It's gonna take Malter function, and inside that we're gonna define storage variable, which will be Malter S3, and Malter S3 will take an S3 object, and it will take a bucket. You can just give it our bucket name. It will take a metadata, it's a function, request file, file that field name, and we need to define key, callback function, callback null, file that original name. Okay. So at the end of this function, if I type dot, you can see we got a few options here. It can be any array, fields, none, single. In our case, we want to upload a group of images. So we're gonna select array, and then those images will be called, let's say, S3 images, and then we're gonna take a number of 4 at a time. So you can upload maximum, let's say 2. You can upload maximum 2 files at a time. And okay, we have our multi function. Now we can use it in a request function. Let's call it upload to AWS. It's gonna take request. Okay. Now we can use this upload with multi function. Let's define it to another variable called upload, and when we call this upload, it will take that request result, and any error if it occurs, let's say if you have any error, console log it and send it that to the front end together with a message error while uploading, and return. If you don't have any errors, we can just return that to the front end. Rest.json, let's say message files uploaded successfully, and this request function has files which we have sent it to it. So we can say files request.files. Okay, now we can use that function. Let's go create a router. Express. And it's a post request. Let's say upload. If it's a upload post request, fire this function, upload to AWS. Great. And let's export this. Just like that. Okay, let's go to the server.js, and let's import the s3 upload.js file, s3 router, s3 upload.js. And the routing will be called image. If it's an image router, call the s3 router. Okay, great. So I guess we can continue with the front end. Once we have selected the images on image change, we are setting it to the array. Okay, so let's check if user hasn't selected any files. So if files.length equals to 0, we're gonna alert the user, please select an image. And also, so we need to also return if files.length also is greater than 2. If we have more than 2 files, we need to say you can upload maximum 2 files at a time, and return. Okay. The next thing we should do is that we need to convert these image files to form data. To do that, we need to define a form data equals new form data, and since it's an array, we need to go through each element in that array. I can say const, it's a for off loop, const file of files, form data dot append. We're gonna give it a name, and the value will be the file, the selected image, and the name here should be the same with the name we gave here, so s3 images. Okay, once we have all this, we can make a request to the server. Let's say fetch, and we are running on localhost. So let's start the localhost server. Okay, it's running. Let's check it. Server side works. Okay. That is our base URL. I just copy it, paste. So as we defined in the root here, it's slash image and slash upload. And it's a post method, and in the body we have our form data. Okay, const result is equals to await fetch, and once we get that data, we need to convert it into a JSON file. So I need to say result.json. Const data equals await result.json, and then we can console log the data. Okay, let's go and check if it works. I'm going to refresh the page, select the file, upload. Okay, we got an error. What is that? Localhost in 404 not found. Okay guys, I found the error. It was because it should be app.use, not app.get. That was causing the error. So app.use image s3 router. Okay, let's refresh the page. Try again. Upload. Okay, we got an error. Missing credentials in config. What we are missing? We have region, access key, credentials, access key, region. Okay, let me check this out very quick. Okay guys, we are back. I had a little typing issue, that's why it was causing the error. So let's go and try again. Let's choose a file, -X, upload, and now we got it. Files upload successfully. So let's go to our bucket and see if it's actually uploaded. I'm in the bucket. As you can see, we can see the iPhone X image here. So if we try to view it, we have object URL. If we try to view it through this link, as you can see, we have not access to it. It says access denied. To fix that, we need to adjust our bucket policy. So let's go to permissions. Let's go to the bucket first. Permissions. And here it says block public access. We need to turn this off. Click on edit. Check this box off. Save changes. Want to confirm. Click confirm. Yes. And in addition to that, we need to write a bucket policy. So I'm coming down here, I'm clicking on edit. It opens up a page where you can paste this code, and I'm giving here. So it is the code we're gonna use. Copy it. So it's our policy. As you can see under the statement, we have allow ListBucket so that we can view the images, and here we should write our bucket name, in this case YouTube project app. And again, here we have access to these actions, GetObject and DeleteObject. So once we added this, we can save it. And now it should be visible. Let's try it again. Click on that and it downloads the image. As you can see, it works. So what we should do now is that we can upload it, and with that fetch button we can display all the images that we have uploaded. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's write the backend code first. And okay, I'm gonna name it fetch images. It's gonna use the ListObjects method within S3, and we should give it a bucket. We have contents of the images. You can console log it. And what we want to do is that we want to create the object URL for each image. So we have a base URL slash the image ID, image key. We can say base URL equals to like this one. And inside this data.contents.map, each element has a key. So we want to combine base URL together with this key. So we have an array of the file locations. And then we can send this to the front end. That's not status. It means it's successful. .json. Send URL array. Okay. And fetch images. It is going to be a get function. So fetch all. It's gonna receive all the images. Fetch images. Just like this. And if we go to frontend now, we have the function ready here. Let's say fetch localhost fetch image fetch all. It's a get method and we don't have any data for the body. And console log the data again. So if we try this, we should see that iPhone image that we have uploaded. Yes, here you can see we have a location ID which leads us to that iPhone image. So I'm gonna get this data and create a new state called image array. And I will set these locations into that image array. Data that we can now display it. Image array dot map image. We're gonna return an image which has this URL as the key, as the source, and as a key we need to give index, and I'm gonna give it a class name called image box. Let's refresh the page, and once we click on this button we should see the image array. The image array is coming here, but it's not really displayed. Oh, okay. We should take this and paste it here. Okay, let's try again. Fetch, and boom, we received the image. Let's try to put another image. I'm gonna go to images. Let's put one more iPhone image. Say upload. Files uploaded successfully. Let's fetch it, and boom, it comes. So here you go guys. It was a complete tutorial of how you can upload and receive images from Amazon S3 bucket using React.js and Node.js. I hope this was helpful, and I see you on the next one.